Hello everyone, and a very warm welcome to this first episode of my Django Crash Course series. I am Dr. Backend, a Django and Python enthusiast. If you're ready to start building powerful real-world web applications, then you're in the right place. Today, we are diving deep into an introduction to one of the most popular and efficient web frameworks in the world of software development, that is the Django framework. A quick note, a basic understanding of Python will be very helpful as we move forward. But if you're new to Python, don't worry. Just let me know down in the comment section if you'd like me to work on some Python primer tutorials. I would be honored to do that for you. For now, sit back and let's unravel the magic behind how platforms like Instagram, Pinterest are actually built. Whether you're an aspiring backend developer or simply curious about how web applications work, this series will give you the solid foundation that you need to get started. So, what is Django, you might ask? Before we get into the technical definition, I want to first give you a mental model to work with. Now, picture a modern and well-run hospital, say Nairobi Hospital or KNH. When a patient arrives, they don't need to worry about the hospital generating its own electricity or purifying its own water or managing its own supply chain for medicine. All of that critical infrastructure is already in place and running smoothly behind the scenes. This allows the doctors and nurses to focus on what they do best, and that is diagnosing the patient's unique needs and providing specialized care. The hospital provides the framework, that is the systems, the protocols, the sterile environment that then enables medical experts to be effective and efficient. Now, think about building a web application without a framework. You'd be like a doctor who at the same time has to be the electrician, the plumber, the pharmacist. You'd spend most of your time rebuilding fundamental pieces instead of focusing on what makes your application unique. And this is precisely where Django comes in. Django is the well-run hospital. If we consider the example that I have just shared, it is a high-level Python web framework that provides all the critical infrastructure that would include security, database connections, authentication systems, so that you as the developer can focus on your application's unique business logic. Django was first developed in 2003 by a team at the Lawrence Journal World. That was a newsroom that needed to build and launch content-heavy applications at the speed of the news cycle. And so what makes Django so special is that it handles the common yet complex tasks right out of the box. For example, you get a powerful admin dashboard for managing your data, robust form handling mechanism, and built-in CRUD operations. That's create, read, update, and delete for you to interact with your models. And this is really much like how a hospital has pre-established protocols, for patient intake, for treatment and discharge. Django follows a clean, organized architectural pattern that we call the MVT. That stands for Model, View, and Template. This is the backbone of every Django application. It is similar to the well-known MVC pattern in other frameworks like Laravel, but with its own unique interpretation. So let's break down each component. The model. This defines your data structure. It's a Python class that represents a database table. Each attribute in the class corresponds to a field in that table. The model is responsible for everything related to data. That includes storing the data, retrieving the data, and validating the data. All models are typically defined in what we call a models.py file. The view contains your application's business logic. It's a Python function or could be a class-based view that receives a web request. It processes it, often by interacting with a model, and returns a response. The view then decides what data is needed and which template to use to render that data. This logic is written in a file that we call the views.py. On the other hand, the template controls the presentation layer. It is usually an HTML file with special Django template tags that allow you to insert dynamic content. The template takes the data that is provided by the view and renders it into the final HTML that your user sees. Templates are usually stored in a templates directory. So in simple terms, the view acts as the intermediary. It receives a request, fetches data from the model, and then renders that data using a template. This clear separation of concerns makes your code to be modular, maintainable, and easy to debug. Now, we have looked at our three main components: models for data, views for logic, and templates for presentation, right? However, there is one more crucial component that connects them all. It brings them all together. Now, think about it. When you visit a website, how does it know to show the about page when you go to the /about? Or if you visit, let's say it's www.mywebsite.com/contact. This is where the Django's URL system comes in. Django needs a way to match the web address someone types into the browser with the correct view that should handle it. This is what we call URL routing. In simple terms, URL routing is like a receptionist for your web application. When a request comes in, the URL configuration defined in the urls.py file looks at the address and maps it to the specific view that should serve it. Okay, I think that was quite a lot to take in. So let's do a quick recap as we put everything together. So we've said when a user enters a URL on the browser, Django's URL dispatcher identifies which view should handle this specific request. It ensures the request goes to the right view. Then the view processes the request. If data is needed, it communicates with the model to fetch exactly what is required. Once the view has the data, it passes it to the template, which then renders everything into a clean HTML response. Django sends this fully formed HTML page back to the user's browser. And that is the full Django cycle, and that is what makes Django so powerful and so organized. It's like an orchestra. Every piece has its role, and together they create a seamless experience for both developers and users. Django ships with several built-in features that significantly reduce development time. Right out of the box, you get one, a powerful ORM, or what we call the Object Relational Mapper for database management. This helps you to interact with your database using Python instead of SQL, as we shall be seeing in later tutorials. Django also comes with a ready-made full user authentication system for user signups, logins, and passwords. It also comes with an automatic admin dashboard that has a very great and interactive user interface for your data management. It also has robust form handling and validation mechanisms. It has built-in security protections to protect your application against common attacks such as SQL injections, and many other cool features that come with Django right out of the box. All of these come prepackaged without needing any external plugins. Django remains a top choice for developers and companies across the world because it provides so many advantages. These advantages include the following. It enables fast development by providing so many built-in tools, as we have seen. It emphasizes security by default, helping you build applications that are safer. It is highly scalable and can handle massive traffic on your web application. The clean MVT structure keeps your code organized and maintainable. Django is also backed by excellent documentation and a very strong and vibrant community. So in essence, Django allows you to build more while writing less code. Some of the world's biggest platforms that rely on Django include giants like Instagram, Pinterest, Mozilla, Spotify. And this actually demonstrates the fact that Django is built for real-world production environments at any scale. So to summarize, we have said that Django is a high-level Python framework that is built for speed, security, and scalability. It follows the MVT structure that separates concerns of data, logic, and presentation. It provides models for data, views for logic, and templates for user interface, not forgetting the URLs for routing. Additionally, Django includes powerful built-in features, making it one of the most efficient web frameworks to build with. In the subsequent tutorials, we will get hands-on and set up our first Django project, and we will do that step by step. If you find this tutorial helpful, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next tutorial. This is Dr. Backend. Until the next tutorial, stay backend.